Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy YB out here. Can everyone hear, man? Can everybody hear, man? What's popping, people?
It's your boy YB out.
CJ in the building. Eddie Hearn lie. Eddie Hearn lie. He never sent an offer. Cali Enigma in the building. Think positive. You could do anything. Yo, bite YB. Where you at, my G? What's good, brother? Alex Reed in the building. David Stringer in the building. Jonathan Cody in the building. Let's get it popping. The Anthony Joshua sparring KO assassin has broken his silence for the first time. For the first time. Lee Cassius in the building. Natty D in the building. Adam Moe in the building. Salute, salute, General. Hit that lizard button as y'all come on in. Hit the lizard button as y'all come on in. Pablo P in the building. Gladys Jones in the building. Salute, salute, salute. General, salute, salute. Alright then. Let's get to it. Let's show the video. Glasgow Blue boxing fan Madan. What's good, people in the building? Alright then. Let's cut to it.
Obviously the big question everyone to know is, was there, did you drop Anthony Joshua in sparring?
Listen, man, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to talk about nothing, no sparring stories. I was never that type of fighter. I've been in camp with a lot of people, a lot of heavyweight champions. I'll never speak about sparring, so that's a boxing brotherhood thing. You know what I mean? So I'll never talk about that.
It's the whole sparring stays in sparring rule.
I hope people see this video and realize that
it's not true. You were already guaranteed that.
I was already offered that fight back in May, and
obviously the big question everyone to know is, was there, did you drop Anthony Joshua in sparring?
Listen, man, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to talk about nothing, no sparring stories. I was never that type of fighter. I've been in camp with a lot of people, a lot of heavyweight champions. I'll never speak about sparring, so that's a boxing brotherhood thing. You know what I mean? So I'll never talk about that.
It's the whole sparring stays in.
So, as you've heard there, Joey Dawejko, the alleged Anthony Joshua, May 23rd, sparring KO assassin, has refused to comment. However, don't worry, listen, YB's not doing this video for no reason. He gave away some critical words there, which I believe are worth reading into. Now, the first thing that comes to mind for me is, it's something I've been saying for a while, but luckily, in my opinion, he's slipped up here. And the slip up for me is this. He says, I respect Anthony Joshua way too much. I respect Anthony Joshua so much. In fact, let me find what he actually says, and I'll stop it at that part.
Did you drop Anthony Joshua in sparring?
Listen, man, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to talk about nothing, no sparring stories. I was never that type.
There you go. Look, so his first response to the question about the sparring rumors is, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. That's what he says. That's what we do know. In fact, wait there, I haven't shared my screen, have I? Muppet. I'm pretty sure you lot heard it anyway, but you know what? I can't believe I haven't been sharing my screen. Wow. Let me play it one more time, just so you can see it as well. That's bare annoying. Bare annoying. Alright, you can see my screen now. Let me try again. One more time. YB, run it back. Alright, here we go.
Happened and it got pushed back to July now, so it's not true.
Can I address, obviously the big question everyone to know is, was there, did you drop Anthony Joshua in sparring?
Listen, man, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to talk about nothing, no sparring stories. I was never that type of fighter. I've been in camp with a lot of people, a lot of heavyweight champions. I'll never speak about sparring, so that's a boxing brotherhood thing. You know what I mean? So I'll never talk about that.
You know, it's
So once again, we've heard his response now. Let me get to the point I was going to make. Let me go back and play it one more time. It's not a whole lot. It's a little part here.
you know, obviously the big question everyone want to know is, was there, did you drop Anthony Joshua in sparring?
Listen, man, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to talk about nothing, no sparring stories.
So his first response is, he gets asked about the question, and his first response is, I respect Anthony Joshua so much. I'm not going to get into sparring stories. Now, what does that mean? Now, from my perspective, if I respect someone, as an example, yeah, let's say me and yourself were sparring together, and the rumours were that I knocked you out, yeah? So I've allegedly knocked you out, and I respect you a lot, yeah? Does it not follow if these were false rumours and I respect you so much, wouldn't I come out and say, listen, I respect AJ. I'm not going to allow these false ass rumours to be out here. I'm going to correct the false ass rumours. It didn't happen. Would you not? See what I'm trying to say? What he's actually saying is, I respect Anthony Joshua, so I'm not going to disrespect him publicly, airing our dirty laundry. That's what it comes down to, unfortunately. It's been exposed now. He's said it there. He's not going to disrespect Anthony Joshua by telling the truth because he respects AJ a lot. So if it didn't happen, that same respect would compel him to come out and shut the rumours, shut the falsities, shut the lies down. But he hasn't been able to do that. It happened. Simple. And not only that, the initial argument I've always used over these last 3 weeks, which has been essentially, historically, any sparring rumours, why would you not shut them down? If it didn't happen, you'd shut them down. The only time people refuse to comment is when it did happen and they can't admit it because it's disrespectful. If it didn't happen, I've never seen a time where false rumours have been put around and someone's kept them going by saying, oh, I'm not going to comment. I don't believe it myself. And this here for me says it all. Because how would it, he says there, I'm not going to say anything because I've got respect for him. How would it be disrespect? Put it this way. How would it be disrespectful, him coming out and saying, oh, it didn't happen? That wouldn't be disrespectful, would it? That'd be, no one would even care about that. If he was, how does respect come into this? The only way respect plays a part in this is if it did happen. That's the only way. That's the only way I can say it. That's the only way this dude should be talking about respect. Respect doesn't come into it if it didn't happen. And in fact, it does. In fact, the only way respect comes into this whole situation, if it didn't happen, is for he'd be compelled to say something to dispel the rumours, would he not? Anyway, so that for me just goes. That for me is another inch forward, if not an inch the whole way. That for me proves this happened, man. There's no way. People have been speculating, saying, "Oh well, it didn't happen," but Joey Dawejko is just loving the hype. But that response from me, the fact he chose to use them words, i.e. respect, that says to me, this isn't a hype grab. Because he could have easily shut this down ages ago. He could have easily shut it down. And the fact that respect came to mind, the first word, literally the first word out of his mouth was, I respect Anthony Joshua too much to mug him off with the truth. Yeah? Respect wouldn't play a part otherwise. So anyway, that for me says quite a lot. Let's now move on to the second part of this, which was, let me have a look. Yeah, Joey Dawejko, aka the Anthony Joshua sparring KO assassin, reveals insider secrets. Salute in the building. Yes, everybody. I'm just seeing all the comments now. I'm checking it quick time. Shane Rich. Yes, brother. What are you saying? John Cable. It's also funny. He now has a fight on DAZN too. Well, it's interesting you say that, John, because Joey Dawejko in this interview, he actually says that the Gassiev fight was booked before the June stuff happened. However, he said it was booked in May. But what I find interesting about that is we don't know when in May. As an example, if it was late May, it could have been, as an example, allegedly the sparring knockdown happened on like May 20th or something. So if he said it happened in May, the fight got booked in May. Well, if it got booked in May, for all we know, it could be May 25th or May 23rd after the KO. He knocks AJ out in sparring, and Eddie Hearn gets on the blower, trying to book the fight, lock him in. Great. Let's get this dude on here versus Gassiev. Anyway, let me now, where are we? Read some more comments quickly. Natty D, a la cash cow got donkey punched. Lee Cassius, because YB, if the rumours are shut down due to Joey telling the truth, then people wouldn't be talking about it. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe Joey is carrying this on just for clout. And as I say, the proof for me is, if it was for clout, he wouldn't be thinking about disrespecting AJ. If the only reason he wasn't saying this was because if the only reason why he wasn't telling the truth, i.e. saying it didn't happen, was because he wants to clout, respect wouldn't be on his mind. He'd be laughing and smiling and just keeping it moving. The fact he comes out, the first thing out of his mouth is, "Oh, I don't want to disrespect AJ." That tells me that it's not about the clout. This is about respect. Respect's a very particular thing. For that to be on the tip of his tongue, I just don't believe it. I don't believe he's keeping it going just for the clout. Not at all. He's doing it out of respect for AJ and out of respect for the sport in that sense. Anyway, let's now move on to the second part, which was the insider details. Now, this is quite interesting because a lot of us, myself included, we've been speculating about AJ's camp. What's been going on in the camp? Did he have a bad camp? Because AJ's come out and said, "Oh yeah, I had a great camp," and YB and other people have said that something's not right here. And it's not only me. In fact, scrap what YB says. Everyone said this dude don't look right. You've seen it on my channel. Frank Bruno, Dylan White, everyone. Everyone who's anyone said, listen, that weren't AJ in the ring. Bob Arum, a rival promoter, come out and said, listen, Ruiz did not beat the real AJ that night. That was an imposter in there. Yeah? Let's now see what Dawejko says, because this guy was in the camp. Fact. That's what we do know.
Just because of his style. And when I was in camp with Joshua, I told him that, you know, gym with him.
Let me find it now.
He shocked the world for real. You know that this dude is so dedicated. Like
Here we go.
Hey, I seen him. He was taking the props to Andy Ruiz, man. I'm proud of him. He shocked the world for real.
Now, you've seen Anthony Joshua in sparring. He was taking the whole camp serious, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So just in case you didn't hear that, the interviewer says, you were in camp with AJ, right? Was he taking it serious? That's what the guy asks him.
Now, you've seen Anthony Joshua in sparring. He was taking the whole camp serious, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So listen, this guy is 100% motivated. He works hard every day. I seen him. You know what I mean? Everybody was saying, "Oh, he was out on the beach and doing this and doing that down in Miami and living life and all that." This dude is so dedicated. Like that's what I say. Like the media makes people believe things that aren't true. You know what I mean? But I don't think he took Andy Ruiz lightly. Not even a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not that kind of fighter. He works hard. He's 100% dedicated. He's a good person, man.
All right then. So this snippet of information, we've been dying to get a real insider view of AJ's camp for a while. This is the first one we've got because Robert McCracken hasn't said anything. But this, for me, you may be thinking, "Oh, YB, he hasn't really said much." Yeah, but what he said is important for a number of reasons, which the YB is going to break down to you now, lyrically. The first thing is, he says, because remember, there's been many people saying, oh yeah, AJ was partying, AJ was with a hose, etc., etc. I didn't believe that myself. I didn't believe it. And this guy's confirmed it. He doesn't have any loyalties to AJ in that sense. I don't believe, if AJ was partying and wasn't training, I'm pretty sure he would have said, or he wouldn't have been as confident. Look at the sincerity on this man's face. He's not, well, I feel at least, he's been 100% sincere when he's saying AJ was 100%. AJ didn't overlook Ruiz. Now, you got to ask yourself, as an AJ fan now, if my man, if this insider's saying that was AJ 100%, that was AJ not overlooking Ruiz, we've got to ask ourselves now, what the fuck going on then? Because he says the training camp was fine. AJ says everything was fine. So what is it that's missing? And this is where we now move on to the next part, meaning this takes out for me the whole AJ side of things, as in, oh, AJ wasn't motivated, AJ wasn't training hard enough. And it leaves us at this conclusion. Either he was concussed 8 days before and carried that through to the night, because it wasn't his preparation. It's got to be an external event here, or he wasn't concussed, and his leader, his trainer, ain't doing the right things, is he? Because if this dude's saying AJ's 100% committed, 100% training, then the training he's doing cannot be correct based on that performance, can it? Surely. You can't have it both ways here. And this is what I've been trying to explain to people ever since the fight. McCracken is fundamentally responsible, whatever way you want to cut this, because either he put a fighter who has a brain injury in the ring, which is a massive no-no, or he put AJ in the ring having done training, which has nothing to do with the Ruiz fight. Now, I guess you could argue, well, Robert McCracken brought in Joey Dawejko, who's a similar fighter to Andy Ruiz. However, I'd argue Dawejko isn't a combination puncher like Ruiz. Dawejko hasn't got as fast hands as Ruiz either. So in reality, what has he done? What combinations punches did he bring in? Now, to be honest with you, in this day and age, it's actually quite hard to find a guy like Andy Ruiz. Now, let's not get twisted for a second. I've got to admit, even myself, these last few weeks, I've kind of built up Ruiz in my own head. I've started thinking, oh, he's this great combination puncher. But then the other day when I did my live stream and I started looking at what was it? When I started looking at what's his name? When I started looking at Andy Ruiz fighting versus AJ or whatever, and I compared it to Mike Tyson, it's completely different leagues apart. This dude was slow and plodding in the AJ fight. Plodding forward. There was no speed about it. There was nothing unique or like wow about it. He was a pretty standard dude. Nothing that should have put off the unified champion and the stature of AJ. So whatever way you want to cut this, what's his name? That McCracken got to go. And or AJ had an external problem, a big massive flashing red light in the camp. Let's have a look at this chat quickly in that. Ivan Diaz, YB stays on your neck. I'm from Brummydon. Huh, Deontay Wilder. Huh. DJN, clearly non-disclosure agreement. Won't say anything. No, but that's what I'm saying. You're not looking into it, bro. It's not about. It's about what he did say. My speed, my movement, my combination. Mr. Landlord needs Buster Douglas versus Tyson style, I think. Well, I just think he needs to look at Lennox Lewis versus Tyson. That's what I think he needs to look at. And that's what the fight should have been. If we go based on what AJ's done before, that's how the fight should have played out. Let's call a spade here. He wasn't doing nothing. He was, in fact, you know what we'll do? Let me bring it up again so everyone can see it quickly. He was slow and ponderous. Ruiz fought like he is, a 270-pound plodder. There was nothing explosive. Don't get me wrong, his hands were fast, but His feet weren't. Let's get it up. I'll show you what I mean. People forget that. People forget that. Is this it? This might be it.
The main event of the evening. The fighters are in.
Look. In a minute, I'll show you the difference. We'll compare it to. He's stepping in. There's no. Round 2. I'm going to do a breakdown in the next few days. Plodding. He's not getting. Joshua's not getting bum rushed. Don't get me wrong, as I said a minute ago, when he gets on the inside, his hands are fast, but he's not getting bum rushed. Look, it's all pretty standard pace. This is no different to Povetkin, if I'm honest. His feet aren't quick. Ruiz's aren't. They're just standard plodding. There's no reason AJ should need to get caught off guard. Even there, look. This is what I thought was shocking as well, to be honest. AJ's guard. Whilst we're on the subject, let's just cover this one. Have a look at AJ's guard. People telling me this is the proper AJ, you know. Bear in mind as well. Look how AJ's strong, yeah. Watch this. Watch. So he's in the clinch now. There's no reason AJ should lose his clinch. None at all. Absolutely none. Where was it? Here we go, another clinch. And this is the point. I know he's been put. It was this round. I know he's been put down, but still, he's conscious. He's not unconscious. Has he not? This is what I'm saying when I talk about McCracken. When you grab someone, you want to underhook, and when you underhook, you go under their armpits. Why is AJ grabbing his neck and his head? You want to go under. And this is something he did in the Klitschko fight, which I pointed out in my last live stream 2 days ago. In the Klitschko fight, you'd see AJ bend at the hips, fold at the hips to a 90-degree angle, and come under the bottom. Literally underhook the bottom, and go under the armpits. And that's how you can't. Once you grab someone that way, you're in the clinch. Then instead, AJ's grabbing the head, which is something. All he's got to do is look, grabs the head. What's that? What good is that? Now he's under pressure again. Throughout the fight, watch again. Watch again, he'll grab the head. Guarantee he grabs the head. But anyway, listen. All I know is, regardless of, listen, you know what? Scrap what I said a minute ago about, there's 2 options here. Either bad training or there was something wrong. There was something wrong. Because, bad training or not, this wasn't an average performance. Bad training should equal, you know what? We get an average performance. This was, honestly, this was his worst one by miles. Let's have a look at one of... Let's have a look at one of his first fights. It's a shame. This is the problem in a way. Let's have a look. What I was gonna say was I want to see how he reacts. In fact, no. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to show you this fight. This was an amateur fight he had years ago, literally 8 years ago. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to do a video in its own right on this, but I want you lot guys to look at this. Look at the similarities in this. Look at how. So he's under pressure by a small fighter here. This is a small guy who wants to come forward. This is in the amateurs. This guy, in my opinion, has got quicker feet. And bear in mind, this is what I've been telling you lot. Look how much quicker this guy's feet are. This guy's bouncing. He's smaller. He's not as fat. And this is what I told Ruiz to do. Well, in reality, as an AJ supporter, I don't really want Ruiz to do this. But this is what Ruiz could be doing if he was 220, 225. like Mike Tyson did, light on his feet, rallying forward. This guy, Ruiz couldn't do that. Ruiz was a plodder because he's 270 and most of it's fat, heavy and lumbered, plodding forward. He can't be explosive with his feet. He's got too much belly hanging over. Now, people will say, oh, you're hating YB. No, I'm just a boxing purist. I want to see the best performances. I don't care what no one says. Ruiz is not his best at 270, full of fat. No, he's not. But as I was saying, look how much head movement this guy's got as well compared to Ruiz. Ruiz ain't moving his head like this. This guy's getting in. And watch AJ. Look, AJ's more active now. Look at that dinging the 1-2. Look, he's dinging it. I know this is amateur boxing as well, so it's a bit different, but still. Watch this fight. His guard's better than it was 8 years later. This is 2011. Look at his guard. Look how tight that is. But he has a better guard here than he did in the Ruiz fight. Fact. Tight, straight back. I think he's got. Honestly, I think. What's his name's made him worse. McCracken made him worse. His guard's tighter here. Watch his right hand. He throws it from the right place as well. He throws it and brings it straight back. Look, see that? I think he got. I should put it in slow motion, really. What's the difference? His right hand comes. He dings it straight from his chin. So he's working in the clinic. He still does that overhook. And in fact, there's a perfect example. What was I telling you lot? I told you lot in the Ruiz fight. Now, to be fair, I'm not sure if it's legal to do what he just did there, but in a second, you're going to see AJ hold behind the head and uppercut. I'm not sure that's legal. But so in this case, you may argue, oh, he's doing something right, but I don't think it's legal. But what I'm saying is, this shows how much AJ hasn't improved because 8 years ago, he was doing head hooks, which are no good. You can't tie an opponent up by coming behind their head. Look here, look. He's got his arms on the outside. He's got his arms on it. What you need to do is underhook. You need to get under the arms. Now, it's easier said than done, but still, that's why you work on these skills. And in the Klitschko fight, he did it. An easier way to do it, you have to basically get your arms underneath theirs. So if you bend at the hips, Floyd does it. Bend to 90-degree angle. So AJ's shoulders come down here and then come up and underhook. But you'll see AJ do an overhook here. So he's holding the head and uppercuts, yeah? That's all well and good here, but what do we know in the Ruiz fight, which I just showed you? That didn't work because Ruiz was explosive on the inside and managed to get out of it, and then AJ gets countered. As an example of how much he ain't improved in 8 years. These ain't massive fundamental things either. They're pretty basic stuff. This guy's bobbing and weaving coming forward. Even this is better. I know it's amateur, so bear in mind I do understand it's amateur, but still what the point I'm making is his jab and his punch output's higher that night 8 years ago than it was versus Ruiz, which should be impossible. In 8 years, you should be your engine, your cardiovascular system should be much more developed 8 years later. That's the point. That's the reason you train for 8 years to get better. You should be more powerful, quicker. But to be fair, AJ's what 91 kilo plus, so he's probably only 225 pounds, and that's why, even though he is a bit robotic in this fight, but still is much more fluid and has a much higher output. That's why us a lot are saying he needs to lose weight and get back to 235, 236. Look, going for the head hook again. See that? Look at the head hook. His natural. Instinctively, he wants to grab the head. See, look, he's got his hand behind his head. No good. You ain't holding squat. Because when you grab someone behind the head, all they've got to do is duck, and you've lost your grip. As he found out in the Ruiz fight. Look behind the head again. Behind the head. Behind the head. And look, my man's still punching. Now he goes for underhook. See, the minute he got the overhook is when the action stopped. Because once you get the underhook, they can't use their arm. It's done. But my point is, the reason I'm showing you this video is because look, however disorganized AJ looks in 2011, this hasn't really changed. And this is a similar fighter, a fighter coming forward. Show me them. What improvements did we see in the Ruiz fight 8 years later? None. That's how many improvements we saw. And his right hand's actually coming back to a better position. Head hook again. But anyway, I'm going to do a video on this in its own right in the next few weeks. I'll do a whole video. I don't want to watch it all now, but I will break it all down. I want to compare it, do a comparison between this one and the Ruiz fight. Shout out Ashton Conley in the super chat. One love, bro. Luciano in the building. YB is the real one. Kevin Plunkett, no improvements, none. Listen, bro, I'm telling you now. There's no improvements at all. No improvements. Bro, just quickly, let me address this clown H Money. H Money, yeah. Bro, listen. Let me see what clout you've got for me to take. Listen. Anyone who wants to debate the YB, you need to have some clout for me to steal. I've got no problem. Listen, I've got no issues at all. YB has no issues stealing and listen, H Money, if you want me to raise your clout, but you need to have something for me to take, bro. This ain't no charity thing. H Money, boxing voice. Let's see how much clout you've got. Let's see if you've got enough clout for me to take. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Come on, bro. 40 subs. Come on. No videos. Come on, brother. You ain't got enough. You ain't got nothing to offer, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Nothing at all. You need to start get your game up, and then we can talk. Then we can do business. So that should end that little thing now. But H Money. H Money's been deaded. Anyway, what I'm going to do now quickly as well, whilst we're on the line, I thought it'd be funny to look at this dude here, because to be honest, this Joey Dawejko subject's over now. I've analysed the parts I wanted to analyse, but just quickly before I go, I wanted to how long have I been on it for actually? I've been on it for what? Let's have a look. I want to have a look at Pauline and laugh at some of the things he's saying. This is what makes me laugh as well, you know. Check this thing out here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch Radio Raheem. And I'm glad he did this because this shows you, yeah. This is why you'll never catch the YB at one of these events, because the only way you get in these man's dressing rooms is if you're what's the word? An arse licker. Check this man. Check Radio Raheem out.
Fight came up, I was like, Paulie is fucking crazy. Paulie, listen, I don't make predictions, man, but I do have opinions. I was sitting ringside for this whole card, and by the time your fight came up, I was like, Paulie is fucking crazy for doing this. I couldn't be more impressed what you did in there. You did what you said you would do. You moved, you stuck, you jabbed, you threw shots. Like, walk me through the fight from your perspective. By the time your fight came up, I do have opinions. I was sitting ringside for this whole card. And by the time your fight came up, I was like, Paulie is fucking crazy for doing this. I couldn't be more impressed what you did in there. You did what you said you would do. You moved, you stuck, you jabbed, you threw shots. Like, walk me through the fight from your perspective.
Wow. Wow. Are you serious? Oh man, I don't usually make predictions, but wow, you was amazing, Paulie. You did exactly what you said you'd do. You jabbed, are you joking? Are you seriously? Listen, I'm all for a bit of arse licking every now and then, but come on. Are you joking? You did exactly what you said you'd do. He did nothing. He talked about Artem losing his teeth. He talked about Artem leaving the ring in a box. He talked all this stuff. Yeah, boxing is different to MMA. That's what he said. He wasn't talking about getting his face chewed up. And he got munched on the inside as well, may I add. He got completely munched on the inside. And it's a shame Artem didn't really put it on him because Pauline didn't have nothing. It's embarrassing. This dude here is an embarrassment. Come on. He didn't do anything he said he'd do. He never put... Show me a video of Pauline saying, I'm going to go in the ring and throw 4 jabs around. He weren't saying that. He said he was going to do a boxing performance. No, don't worry, it gets worse. Listen to what Pauline has to say. Pauline Malignaggi.
I beat him with one hand. I broke my hand in round 2. I mean, I guess that's one prediction everybody was right about. I would break my... With one hand. I broke my hand. You jab, you threw shots. Like, walk me through the fight from your perspective. I beat him with one hand. I broke my hand in round 2. I mean, walk me through the fight from your perspective. I beat him with one hand. I broke my hand in round 2. I mean, I guess that's one prediction everybody was right about. I would break my hand.
I beat him with one hand. I broke my hand. Are you joking? You beat him with one hand. Bro, you didn't do anything in that fight. Seriously. Fair enough. If your jab was actually pumping, he threw. I'd love to see the punch bats. I don't think there are any out. Let me have a look. I bet there ain't any. Paulie. Malignaggi. I guarantee you, there's no way Pauline threw more than 20, 30 shots around. No way. No, there ain't none. But I'm telling you now, there was no punches thrown. This guy's delusional. And to be fair, I can't even criticise Pauline because when it comes down to it, Pauline's going to be delusional because this guy's gassed him up. Oh, man, you did exactly what you said you were going to do. Joker.
I mean, I didn't get an x-ray, but I've broken my hand enough times to know what it feels like, and I'm pretty sure with that, I landed a jab and threw another right hand the rest of the fight. But I don't think we ever come here in 6 years that I've been working. A hiccup of a third round where he called me just that one time in the clinch, But a couple times I went off balance. Thought I controlled even the 5th round, with my jab. Since you didn't win, because tonight I think it was about just guys being able to be tough enough to go out of this fight standing. You didn't go down. I thought, composed yourself well. I didn't come close to going down. I don't even got hurt with any shots. Again, I sometimes I got hit off the spin or off the pivot where it went off balance a little bit. But
it makes me laugh, when people say, or when Paulie says, "Oh yeah, I didn't even get hurt. I didn't even get put down." Yeah. But you didn't put Lobov either. And you were the boxer, in my opinion. The onus was on Pauline to come out and do something. He was the ex-boxer. And like I pointed out in my own video, Artem wasn't some great MMA boxer. He was a below average MMA boxer in reality. Sloppy, real sloppy. And that fight was 50-50. In my opinion, Artem won. And it's his fault. And in this game, in bare knuckle boxing, I've heard that you have to be strategic with your shots. You can't throw loads of headshots, especially at. Look at Artem's head there. He's got a proper Neanderthal head. He's got that look. It peaks at the middle. It peaks. You can't hit a head like that. In fact, let me get it up for you. Let me show you the kind of head he's got. Let me emphasize the kind of head Lobov's got. It's designed for bare knuckle fighting. Look, you see that? You can see it. Look, it peaks right on the edge. Right on the edge, it peaks. Right on the dome. Proper dome head. There's no roundness or it's proper square. There's a better picture of it. You can't punch your head like that. You can't punch your head like that. Neanderthal, man. Too square. And as Pauline found out, broke his hand and then wanted to cry about it after the fight. Shocking. Anyway, people. That's enough ripping Pauline for today, I think. And Sue's in the building. Salute. Who's in the building? Salute. 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 All my generals. Salute. Hit the lizard button as y'all come on in. All the hating ass dudes in the building. What? Anyway, this is a quick one today. Still, your boy YB is going to keep it moving. Appreciate everyone for coming in. I'm going to be doing more live streams now. In the next week, Monday, Friday, I'm trying to do 2 or 3. So watch out for that. We're going to break down the Ruiz fight. We're going to break down that whole business, everything around the fight. I'm going to do one live stream on the corner talking. I want to break down what McCracken said to Joshua in the corner. I want to break down the fight. I want to compare the fight to his amateur fight. And then essentially next week or the next 2 weeks, I want to try and leave this AJ Ruiz situation in the past. It's all kind of slowing down now. And we're almost a month after the fight. So that's my plans anyway. But yeah, appreciate everyone for watching. Hit the like button on your way out. Keep it locked. Say a prayer for Pauline. Say a prayer for H Money. The dude we lost. Listen, rest in peace, H Money's been buried. Any clout he did have, YB snatched it up. Yeah, that's what we do know. What H Money got his the tiny little piece. Listen, the tiny little piece of clout he had has been snatched by YB. YB the merciful. Anyway, keep it safe, keep it locked, and your boy will be back.